You're being controlled right now, not by some shadowy force, but by your own chaotic energy. Let's fix that. I've watched people burn out, freeze up, or spiral into frustration because they never learned to direct the power humming through their veins. But today, you're getting the keys. No vague theories, just practical steps to stop leaking energy and start commanding it. Here's the truth. Your breath, your posture, even the way you stand barefoot on grass. These are switches for your personal power. Ignore them and you'll stay stuck in survival mode. Master them and you'll tap into the same force that let a 19th century mystic walk out of a snowstorm alive, or fueled a burned-out CEO's comeback. We'll mix ancient Qigong moves with forbidden Western rituals, like plugging your body into the Earth's energy grid. I'll even show you a breathing trick Aleister Crowley swore by, but handle with care. It's stronger than caffeine. But here's what you can't miss. Later, I'll reveal why 85% of people quit right when breakthroughs happen. You'll learn the exact sign that your energy blocks are crumbling, or if you're one misstep from self-sabotage. Let's dig in, before another day slips by with your potential locked underground. Think about the last time you felt completely drained, maybe after a long day at work or a fight with someone close to you. That exhaustion wasn't just in your head. It was your energy slipping away, untamed and unchecked. What if I told you that same energy, when harnessed, could be the most powerful tool you've ever owned? Across cultures, this force has been called many things, prana, kai, mana, but it all comes down to the same idea, a living, flowing current that powers everything you do. It's the spark behind your creativity, the fuel for your focus, and the glue that holds your body and mind together. But here's the catch. When it's uncontrolled, it's like a wild river flooding your life with chaos. You feel scattered, reactive, and stuck in a loop of stress. Aleister Crowley once said, "Energy is the basis of all manifestation." What does that mean? It means your energy shapes your reality. If it's chaotic, your life feels chaotic. If it's focused, you become unstoppable. Think of it like this. Uncontrolled energy is a flashlight with a dying battery flickering weakly in the dark. But when you learn to direct it, it becomes a laser, sharp, precise, and capable of cutting through anything in its path. The difference between chaos and mastery comes down to one thing: awareness. Most people go through life unaware of how their energy is leaking, through scattered thoughts, shallow breathing, or emotional turbulence. But once you start paying attention, you can channel it intentionally. You stop being a victim of your circumstances and start shaping them. This isn't about becoming some kind of mystical guru. It's about reclaiming the power you already have. In the next sections, we'll dive into practical ways to do that, starting with grounding techniques that plug you into the Earth's energy and breathing exercises that act like a reset button for your system. But first, let's get clear on one thing. Your energy isn't just a part of you, it is you. And it's time to take control. Let's talk about two worlds that seem miles apart but are chasing the same goal: energy control. On one side, you have the East. Think Qigong with its slow, deliberate movements like the tree pose, where you stand rooted, feeling energy flow through your body like sap through a trunk. It's all about the physical, the tangible, the here and now. On the other side, you have the West, rituals from figures like Franz Bardon and Eliphas Levi, where energy work is more about the mind and soul. Bardon's soul mirrors and Levi's pentagrams aren't just symbols. They are tools for focusing your will and directing energy inward. At first glance, these approaches couldn't be more different. One feels like a dance, the other like a science experiment. But here's the thing, they're both after the same prize: conscious energy direction. Whether you're standing like a tree or visualizing a glowing pentagram, the goal is to take that wild, untamed energy and give it purpose. But here's where things get tricky. When people try to mix these practices without understanding the basics, they end up in what I call hybrid confusion. Imagine trying to bake a cake by throwing in every ingredient you can find without following a recipe. It might look creative, but the result is usually a mess. The same goes for energy work. Without a solid foundation, combining Eastern and Western techniques can leave you more scattered than when you started. That's why it's crucial to pick one path and stick with it, at least at first. Master the basics of grounding and breathwork before you start layering on rituals or advanced visualizations. Otherwise, you risk diluting your focus and losing the very clarity you're trying to build. The beauty of these traditions is that they are not in competition. They are different doors to the same room. Once you've got the fundamentals down, you can start exploring how they complement each other. But for now, let's keep it simple. In the next section, we'll dive into grounding, a practice that bridges East and West and sets the stage for everything else. Let's get practical. You've heard about energy, you've seen how different traditions approach it, but how do you actually start working with it? The answer is grounding, a simple yet powerful practice that connects you to the Earth's energy like plugging into a battery. Here's how it works. Find a quiet spot, kick off your shoes and stand barefoot on the ground. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Now, imagine roots growing from the soles of your feet, sinking deep into the earth. With each inhale, picture energy flowing up through those roots, filling your body. With each exhale, release anything heavy or stagnant back into the ground. This is the rooting ritual, and it's one of the most effective ways to stabilize your energy. Why does this work? Think of the earth as a giant reservoir of energy. When you're ungrounded, you're like a phone with a dying battery, frazzled, scattered, and running on empty. But when you connect to the earth, you recharge. It's not just a metaphor, it's a physical reality. Studies have shown that direct contact with the earth can reduce stress, improve sleep, and even speed up healing. Now, here's a story to drive the point home. In the 19th century, a Scottish mystic named David Braid used a similar grounding technique to survive hypothermia. Stranded in a snowstorm, he focused on drawing energy from the earth through his feet, even as the cold threatened to overwhelm him. Against all odds, he made it through the night. While most of us won't face life-or-death situations like Braid, his story shows just how powerful grounding can be. The best part? This practice takes just 5 minutes a day. You don't need special equipment or a perfect setting, just your feet and a patch of ground. Try it now even if you're indoors. Stand up, close your eyes, and visualize those roots. Feel the shift. Grounding isn't just a technique, it's a foundation. Once you've got this down, everything else, breathwork, visualization, even advanced rituals, becomes easier. So start here. Plug into the Earth's energy and watch how it changes the way you feel, think, and move through the world. Your breath is more than just air moving in and out of your lungs. It's a switch for your energy. Think of it like this: every time you breathe, you're either charging your system or draining it. Most people breathe on autopilot, shallow and rushed, which keeps them stuck in low gear. But when you learn to control your breath, you unlock a whole new level of power. Let's start with something simple but potent: Aleister Crowley's fourfold breath. Here's how it works. Inhale for a count of 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, and hold again for 4. That's one cycle. The rhythm is steady like a metronome, and it's designed to balance your energy. Try it now. Just 4 counts in, 4 counts hold, 4 counts out, 4 counts hold. Feel how it slows your mind and centers your body. This isn't just a relaxation trick. It's a way to take control of your energy flow. Now let's look at the East. In Qigong, there's a practice called turtle breathing, where you breathe slowly and deeply, like a turtle moving through water. Studies, including some from Harvard, have linked slow, controlled breathing to reduced stress, improved focus, and even longer life. It's not magic, it's science. When you breathe deeply, you activate your parasympathetic nervous system, which calms your body and sharpens your mind. But here's the thing: breathwork isn't a game. It's powerful, and if you push too hard, you can trigger what's known as a Kundalini surge, a sudden rush of energy that can feel overwhelming. Franz Baden warned about this, especially for beginners. That's why it's crucial to start slow. Stick to a few minutes of fourfold breath or turtle breathing each day and pay attention to how your body responds. If you feel dizzy or overly energized, take a break. Breath is your most immediate tool for energy control. It's always with you, always available. But like any tool, it requires respect. Use it wisely and it can transform your energy. Overdo it and you might find yourself in over your head. So start small, stay consistent, and let your breath become the switch that turns your power on. Let's talk about the power of your imagination. It's not just daydreaming. It's a tool for shaping your energy and, ultimately, your reality. When you visualize, you're not just picturing something in your mind. You're programming your energy to align with that image. It's like giving your subconscious a blueprint to follow. One of the most effective techniques for this comes from Eliphas Levi, a 19th century occultist. He called it the flashing colors method. Here's how it works. Close your eyes and imagine a bright, vibrant color, say red, flooding your entire body. Feel it pulsing with energy, strengthening your aura. Then switch to another color like blue or gold and repeat the process. Each color carries its own frequency, and by cycling through them, you're tuning your energy field like a radio. Now let's blend this with something from the East. Kai Gong's golden ball meditation. Picture a glowing ball of golden light hovering just above your head. With each breath, imagine it growing brighter, denser, and more powerful. Then slowly lower it into your body, letting it fill you with warmth and vitality. This isn't just a mental exercise, it's a way to recharge your energy on a deep cellular level. Let's put it all together in a simple 3-minute visualization. Close your eyes and take a deep breath. Imagine a bright red light flooding your body, dissolving any tension or fear. Feel it strengthening your aura, making you solid and unshakable. Now shift to a calming blue light, washing away stress and filling you with peace. Finally, picture that golden ball above your head, glowing brighter with each breath. Lower it into your chest, feeling its warmth spread through every cell. This practice isn't just about feeling good in the moment. It's about training your energy to align with your intentions. The more you do it, the more you'll notice shifts in your mood, your focus, and even your physical energy. But like any skill, it takes practice. Start with 3 minutes a day and let your imagination do the rest. Here's the hard truth. No matter how many techniques you learn, there's a point where most people hit a wall. It's not because the methods don't work. It's because of something deeper, something hidden. Energy blocks. These are the emotional, mental, or even physical barriers that stop your energy from flowing freely. And if you don't address them, you'll stay stuck. Back in the 1920s, Sigmund Freud actually had a theory about this. He called it bioenergetic repression. The idea was that unresolved emotions and traumas get stored in the body, creating blockages that disrupt your energy flow. But here's the twist. Freud's peers rejected the theory and it faded into obscurity. Yet anyone who's tried to master their energy knows those blocks are real. So how do you find them? Franz Barden, a master of Western esotericism, had a method called the mirror of desire. Here's how it works. Sit quietly and imagine a mirror in front of you. Ask yourself, what do I truly want? Then watch what appears in the mirror. Often, what you see isn't just your desire. It's also the fears, doubts, or old wounds blocking you from achieving it. This exercise isn't about judging yourself. It's about shining a light on what's been holding you back. Now, here's the kicker. 85% of people give up when they hit these blocks. They feel frustrated, overwhelmed, or even scared of what they uncover. But the ones who push through, they're the ones who transform their lives. If you're feeling stuck, here's a hack. Break it down. Instead of trying to tackle everything at once, focus on one small block at a time. Maybe it's a fear of failure, a lingering resentment, or even just a habit of self-doubt. Work on it for 5 minutes a day. Journal about it. Visualize it dissolving. Be patient with yourself. Energy blocks aren't a sign that you're doing something wrong. They're a sign that you're doing something right. They mean you're digging deep, and that's where the real growth happens. So don't quit when it gets hard. Keep going. The other side of that wall is worth it. Let me tell you about Sarah Carter. A few years ago, she was running on empty. Chronic fatigue had taken over her life, and her startup was on the verge of collapse. She was juggling too much, sleeping too little, and feeling like she was constantly one step away from breaking down. Sound familiar? But Sarah didn't give up. Instead, she turned to energy control, not as a last resort, but as a lifeline. She started with a simple routine. Every morning at 4 a.m., she'd do 20 minutes of Qigong, focusing on movements that grounded her and cleared her mind. Then she'd sit quietly and practice a Baden-style visualization, imagining her goals as already achieved. It wasn't about wishful thinking. It was about programming her energy to align with her vision. The results were staggering. Within months, her energy levels improved. She wasn't just surviving, she was thriving. Her startup, which had been struggling, began to grow. By 2018, she was featured in Forbes, not just for her business success, but for the unique energy practices that got her there. What's fascinating about Sarah's story isn't just the techniques she used, it's how she combined them. Qigong gave her the physical grounding she needed, while Baden's visualizations helped her focus her mind and energy. Together, they created a system that worked for her. But here's the thing, Sarah didn't start with a perfect routine. She started small, 5 minutes of Qigong, a quick visualization, and then she built from there. She also didn't wait for motivation to strike. She showed up every day, even when it felt hard, because she knew the results would come. Her story is proof that energy control isn't just for mystics or monks. It's for anyone who's tired of feeling stuck, burned out, or overwhelmed. You don't need to wake up at 4 a.m. or become a Qigong master overnight. Start where you are, use what you have, and trust the process. If Sarah can go from chronic fatigue to CEO, what could you achieve with the same tools? You've made it this far. Now it's time to put it all into action. Over the next 7 days, you're going to ignite your energy and start reshaping your reality. This isn't about overwhelming yourself with a dozen techniques at once. It's about taking small, deliberate steps that build on each other. Day 1, start with grounding. Spend 5 minutes barefoot on the ground, visualizing roots connecting you to the earth. Feel the energy flow into your body with each breath. Day 2, add Crowley's fourfold breath. Practice for 5 minutes, focusing on the rhythm. Inhale for 4, hold for 4, exhale for 4, hold for 4. Notice how it calms your mind and sharpens your focus. Day 3, introduce Qigong's tree pose. Stand still, feet rooted, and imagine energy flowing through you like sap through a tree. Pair this with your grounding and breath work. Day 4, try Levy's flashing colors. Visualize a bright color flooding your body, then switch to another. Feel how each color shifts your energy. Day 5, combine Qigong's golden ball meditation with Baden's mirror of desire. Picture the golden ball above your head, then lower it into your body as you reflect on what's blocking you. Day 6, spend 10 minutes on a full visualization journey. Use the techniques you've learned to imagine your goals as already achieved. Feel the energy of that reality in your body. Day 7, review your week. What worked, what felt off, adjust your routine to fit your needs. But here's the catch, go slow. If you feel dizzy, overly emotional, or restless, you might be pushing too hard. These are signs you're in the danger zone. Pull back, ground yourself, and take a break. As Aleister Crowley said, "Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law, but first know thy will." This plan isn't about forcing yourself into a mold. It's about discovering what works for you and using it to unlock your potential. 7 days, that's all it takes to start. What are you waiting for? If this resonated with you, let me know. Drop a word in the comments that stood out to you today. Maybe it's grounding, breath, or visualization. It's a small way to show you've made it to the end and to connect with others who are on the same journey. And if you found this helpful, give the video a like. It helps more people discover these tools. Your energy is yours to shape, and I'm rooting for you. Let's keep building this together.